Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Turkey provide Syrian refugees with cash relief. The director of Tzu Chi's Culture Mission Development speaks at the University of Oxford. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Since the Syrian civil war began in 2011, over 270,000 lives have been lost, while millions have fled their homeland to neighboring countries. For those refugees who have been lucky enough to arrive in Turkey, there's a group of caring Tzu Chi volunteers doing their best to help. In the past, volunteers in Turkey have helped with schooling for children, and recently they held a cash card distribution to help families in their care.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Istanbul, Turkey are holding a cash card distribution for Syrian refugees to help them pay for their heating costs. In total, 2,200 families received Tzu Chi's assistance. Shaking hands with one another and passing on the warmth in their hearts, both volunteers and refugees treasure this connection with each other. After receiving the gift, some refugees choose to share their fortune with others in need.
Here in Turkey, at least we still have a place to live, but back in Syria, some are without homes. If today we received $100, and if we donate a fourth of that to the more disadvantaged, then it's not a big loss for us.
When they donate their share of cash cards, it can give those who didn't receive this gift, like their neighbors, a chance. We witnessed many people who received their cash card and immediately tore open the envelope to donate to the Bamboo Coin Bank.
A gentle sign language song performance by some volunteers helped warm up the wintry atmosphere of the distribution event.
We have a sign language team made up of 8 people or 4 pairs of sisters. We spent about 4 months learning 4 songs.
The Tzu Chi song, One Family, has been played all over the world. Now in Turkey, the song also symbolically speaks of the longing in these Syrian refugees' heart, which is to be reunited with their loved ones that they have left behind.
In November of 2013, Typhoon Haiyan devastated the Philippines. In Leyte Province, residents of Tacloban City and Ormoc were in dire need of assistance. Tzu Chi was there to lend a hand and offer a long-term plan for recovery that included offering communities prefabricated structures to help with the rebuilding effort. Since the work started in 2014, the final 300 structures proposed in the plan are about to be delivered. Everyone hopes that with these donations, residents in the Philippines will rest easy in their new homes.
Here in New Taipei City, Sansha, these forklifts are loading up building components bound for the Philippines. After 4 days of continuous work, the last batch of prefabricated homes will be loaded up and shipped out soon.
I just think of the typhoon victims in the Philippines, and that some of them are still without homes after all this time. Knowing that our help will soon give them a home makes us all very happy.
When faced with the issue of how to transport these 7-meter drainage pipes, a new approach was used. It was volunteer Cai Minghong who suggested the use of a trolley. With 7 or 8 volunteers working together, the problem was quickly resolved.
These are fairly long and also made of iron sheet metal, so if we are short of people moving them, there could easily be some mishap resulting in injury. This way we have an equal distribution of weight, which is a lot safer.
Since this will be the last batch delivered, due to the odd shapes of the various components, volunteers have to make sure they have all the measurements down in order to fit everything inside the containers.
We have to be certain about everything, because once they make it to the Philippines, every piece will have its place.
With this kind of commitment and effort to the project and us being motivated by a spirit of giving, we are really hoping that these materials will all be delivered without any problem, and that typhoon victims in the Philippines will soon have a warm place to call home.
These components for 300 prefabricated houses have all been loaded up into 9 containers. After they make their way to the Philippines, volunteers hope that the construction process will be speedy and that residents in Ormoc and Tacloban won't need to wait much longer.
In Hualien, the Zhuhe borough is one of the communities Tzu Chi sends their volunteers to care for their seniors. Each month, the seniors in the area gather to participate in Tzu Chi Day. Recently, they met for the first time after the Lunar New Year, where volunteers brought Jingsi aphorisms to share, while the residents brought their field bamboo coin banks to donate to Tzu Chi to help those still recovering in Tainan.
This is the first gathering for the seniors in Hualien's Zhuhe borough since after the Chinese New Year. Tzu Chi volunteers did not forget to come bearing gifts in the form of Jingsi aphorisms.
This one says, be grateful. It's best to have more gratitude in life and less complaints. This way, life is more beautiful.
Tzu Chi volunteer Wu Yufeng also prepared some ingredients for an herbal soup to safeguard the health of these seniors. The seniors in this area also have a compassionate heart, as they brought their filled bamboo coin bank to donate to Tzu Chi.
Seeing the devastation in Tainan really broke my heart. This is my gesture of love.
In the past year of companionship, Tzu Chi volunteers have brought the seniors closer together and helped this community become more harmonious and peaceful.
In New Taipei City,瑞芳district prides itself on its mining past. However, as times have changed, many seniors with illnesses have been left behind in the district's declining communities. To provide medical services to those in need in瑞芳, Northern Tima members held a free clinic there on February 28th. Besides providing medical care, these Tima members also found ways to cheer up the seniors. Let's take a look.
In Ruifang of New Taipei City, Tzu Chi volunteers got up early this day to prepare food for Tima members.
We hold bi-monthly free clinic here in Ruifang. Our Tzu Chi doctors come serve at the free clinics, making efforts to safeguard the health of residents.
Later, the fleet of vehicles carrying medical professionals arrives at Jianji Coal Mining New Village. Despite its name, the village is now quiet and deserted as coal mines have long shut down. It is now home to mostly solitary seniors with illnesses. Since the seniors cannot fully express themselves, the doctors need to look for clues mindfully to diagnose their illnesses. At other times, Tima members also have to find ways to cheer up the seniors, who seem melancholy.
Do not think too much. It is not good for you to keep staring at the floor. Go out and look up at the sky, right? Yes, you keep dropping your head as you talk.
Going out of their way to deliver services to the medically deprived, the volunteers have brought hope to remote regions.
In Taiwan, recently Tzu Chi volunteers from Changhua completed some home repair work for Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Chan, who lives in Erling. After Typhoon Sodalor blew away Mr. Chan's roof, the family endured months of leaks inside the home when it rained, as they did not have the money to make needed repairs. Tzu Chi volunteers offered to help, as they knew the Chan family was in need of some assistance. In just 3 months' time, the volunteers not only replaced his rooftop, but also the wiring in Mr. Chan's home. The family was delighted to have such a makeover of their over 40-year-old home, giving them a safe environment to live once again.
Today, Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Chen and his family are having a bowl of sweet glutinous rice dumplings to celebrate move-in day. 3 months ago, Mr. Chen's 40-year-old house was old and broken seemingly beyond repairs. It was also missing a roof from when Typhoon Saldalor blew it away.
The roof was gone. When it rained, water drops would hit my family directly. I was quite worried when it rained.
After a car accident injured Mr. Chen, he was unable to work. His wife and children then found some at-home work to help. However, the pay was not enough to cover their living expenses, let alone home repairs. Upon further understanding the family's predicament, Tzu Chi volunteers came to their rescue, and in 3 months' time, they helped fix the broken roof, repaint the walls, and even replace the wiring in the house.
We were afraid the home's wiring could be faulty and cause a fire. So we replaced the old wiring with new ones, including the switches. We also gave their stove a new exhaust hood.
The kitchen was caked in oil, but not anymore.
The renovated home is like new once more, giving Mr. Chen and his family a safe shelter from the elements. Tzu Chi volunteers' selfless spirit has moved this entire family.
In Indonesia, students of Sekoran Tzu Chi School are known for exercising moral principles in daily life. The faculty from 2 schools recently visited Sekoran Tzu Chi School to see how Tzu Chi teaches moral values. While there, they were impressed to see how students of this Tzu Chi school reserve resources and practice etiquette. Let's join them there.
Being active and confident are the characters of students from Sekoran Tzu Chi School. 43 teachers from kindergarten, primary, and secondary schools are very impressed with Tzu Chi students bringing their own lunch boxes to take away food.
About 2 years ago, we also carried out a no garbage plan in our dining hall, but then it stopped for some reasons. After seeing it being carried out at Sekoran Tzu Chi School, I hope we can do it again.
Moral education should be exercised daily. 17 teachers from Al-Hisa School visit Sekoran Tzu Chi School and see the students receiving fruits from the volunteers with bounce. It shows the volunteers' behavior has a deep influence on the students.
Good teachers should have a positive attitude. Besides teaching, they should also do things beneficial to others and the environment.
Here we saw moral principles being carried out in daily life. We also saw Jinsi aphorisms pasted in every class.
These teachers learn all they can from this visit and hope to practice them at their schools. They look forward to more exchanges like this in the future.
In today's look at Tzu Chi's education mission, we're looking to the origin of the Tzu Chi organization, also known as Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Volunteers. By devoting their spare time to public service, these college students find a sense of purpose and accomplishment, which helps them grow as people and also benefits society.
我以前是慈青，我现在是慈青，我将要成为慈青。
From Tzu Chi alumni to future generations, the spirit of volunteering is passed down from one to the next.
What is the Tzu Chi exactly? I think it's about helping and serving others willingly.
I think the Tzu Chi Club is a positive organization.
To be a Tzu Chi means to care for the planet and cherish people around you.
A student body inside colleges and universities, the Tzu Chi Club is about serving the public's interest. It all started when Tzu Chi volunteer Jiang Zigui became a graduate student at Tsinghua University in 1989 and began inviting her classmates to join her in spiritual cultivation.
Commissioners were invited to come talk with us, but many said they aren't very good with giving speeches. So I said, it's okay to stutter, we learn as we do.
The regular gatherings soon became popular in the school, and trips to Jingsi abode in Hualien were even organized. Later, Master Zheng Yan would come give a speech personally at the school, and also sat down on the school grounds to chat with everyone. Since then, a spirit of volunteerism has taken root in Tsinghua.
Through learning by volunteering has left a deep impression in those who participated, so soon the movement began to grow.
At the time, students took pride in joining Tzu Chi or any other volunteer organizations in public service.
After making their way into a college, students no longer have to worry about entrance exams and thus are free to explore their passions.
There wasn't much of a chance for extracurricular activities in high school. Also, once they began to volunteer in college and grow from the experience, they would feel a sense of accomplishment.
We were taught to help others growing up, so at the time it was very popular to join a volunteer organization, which was not limited to the Tzu Chi Club.
Back then, many service-oriented clubs were established in colleges and universities across Taiwan, for serving others gave participants a sense of purpose and left them with valuable memories. Then, Tsai Zonghong, who had just graduated from Chiaodong University, came to Master Zheng Yan to talk about the concept of Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Volunteers.
中逢他们第一届的开始，对师父的支持，所以因为因呢发心发愿，要把这个经济撒播在大学校园。
Thus, the Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Fellowship was established in 1992 to serve as an inter-institutional communication platform. Since then, Tzu Chi clubs have been established in different schools.
Everything just sort of fell in place. We visited schools to introduce Tzu Chi, while students did the rest themselves.
Now, the Tzu Chi Club can be found in 14 countries and areas. In Taiwan, the club can be found in 156 colleges and universities. After they graduate, Tzu Chi alumni have to make sure they pass on the baton.
The universal love is the same throughout, but how do we spread and pass on the idea has to change with time. We must communicate with young people using their language.
Through club activities, students' compassion is nurtured and put to action. The lessons through the extracurricular activities are to strengthen the students' character education, which is also the goal of the community parent-child class designed by the Tzu Chi Teachers Association.
As a teacher, you're only serving students in your class. We think that is wasteful, which is why we have set up community parent class. At the program's height, we see about 20,000 participants every month.
Only through strengthening character education, whether in college students or kindergartners, can the goodness in people be brought forth. And it is such goodness that will make this world a better place.
Dr. Richard Gombrich, founder and president of Oxford Center for Buddhist Studies, invited He日生, director of Tzu Chi's Culture Mission Development, to speak about the spirit of Tzu Chi. Many scholars in the fields of Buddhist studies and Chinese culture were attracted to the lecture.
For Master Zheng Yan, saving others before saving yourself. So put others first, put yourself second.
He日生was invited to give a talk at the University of Oxford Oriental Institute and China Center on Tzu Chi's humanitarianism. It attracts many scholarships to the lecture.
We absorb Western scientism a lot. So I think the Tzu Chi Foundation has three different philosophical elements. It's Buddhism, Confucianism, and Western scientism.
The main organizer is Dr. Richard Gombrich, who has been studying Indian Buddhism all his life. After knowing Tzu Chi, he started researching modern Chinese Buddhism. He indicates that Tzu Chi volunteers carrying out an important element of original Buddhism by practicing moral principles in daily life and carrying out altruism.
I think if more people knew about Tzu Chi and, better still, were encouraged to participate in and support the activities of Tzu Chi, it would be a very good thing for the world in general and for Buddhism in particular.
The scholars are amazed to see Tzu Chi volunteers helping around the world. They wonder how the volunteers adapt themselves to these different cultures. Dr. Richard Gombrich looks forward to continuing cooperation with Tzu Chi University and research on the development of modern Chinese Buddhism and the social ethics of Buddhism. He also hopes to come to Taiwan to attend Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary.
In Malaysia, a Dharma master who now lives in the Philippines learned about Tzu Chi and Master Cheng Yen's teachings at the Penang Jingsi Books and Cafe. Since then, he has been inspired by Master Cheng Yen's practice of humanistic Buddhism. Preparing to set up a Buddhist library in Palawan of the Philippines, the Dharma master is planning to devote a section to the English versions of Master Cheng Yen's books.
At the Jingsi Books and Cafe in Penang, Malaysia, all the English version of Master Cheng Yen's books have been bought by Dharma Master Venerable Rakita Samanara.
I explained about the idea of forming the library in the Philippines and have a large section devoted specifically to Master Cheng Yen and Tzu Chi.
Born in England, Venerable Rakita Samanara became a Buddhist monk in Malaysia 6 years ago and later went to Palawan of the Philippines to help the poor. By chance, he returned to Malaysia and learned about Tzu Chi and Master Cheng Yen's practice of humanistic Buddhism.
The screen came down and they showed the midday prayer and everybody watched. And I watched it very carefully, the subject, and everything that was being said in the style. I was very impressed and very attracted and magnetized to that. So I asked the attendant, I said, who's that? And I said, it's Master Cheng Yen.
I am deeply touched because this Dharma master is walking the Bodhisattva path in a Christian country.
Venerable Rakita Samanara, who has been spreading compassion in different places, has found a beacon of light and meaning of Bodhisattva path in Tzu Chi.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers in Shanxi held a blessing ceremony to celebrate the Lunar New Year, which was attended by many local residents. At the event, the volunteers put on a sign language performance and gave out red envelopes of blessing and wisdom imbued with their sincere wishes. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.